Lagi na sa kapatid.
Kahit ba na to, nabigay yung mga bagong empleyado?
Yung mga bago, hindi ko lang sure kung kailan sa email.
Kung di nyo kaya siyang paggawa, pwede nyo i-Xerox to. Bigyan sila ng kopya, Xerox. Tapos, papirmahin sila sa isang papel na na-receive nila.
Nasa
Pwede
dairy ha?
train nila. Sige na.
Sige. Good afternoon. Today is July 29, 2026, and we have a schedule for vivid conference for one project. And I would like to inform everyone present here today, including our online viewers, that this procurement activity is recorded for transparency. Secretariat member, can you please check if our YouTube live stream is already started?
Report my mom. Pero ma'am, hindi ko makita.
Thank you, Engineer Donna, for the confirmation. Once again, as mentioned here, that this private conference is recorded for transparency. And part of transparency, we invited representatives from the COA, from the CCA, and the PCCI as observers for this procurement activity. At this point, I would like to request our back secretariat member to do a roll call of our attendance, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. As the Box Secretariat member, I will now conduct the attendance roll call for the pre-bid conference for project ID number 25 GHI 0058. Present for today's activity as of this moment for the Bids and Awards Committee, our back chairperson, Engineer Ranel P. Roa, back vice chairperson, Ms. Rowena J. Oporto, back provisional member, Engineer Jose Rene G. Miole, and back provisional member for goods, Ms. Shannon Patrice Faye R. Toledo. For the technical working group member, Engineer Jamaica May Manipis, and for the back secretariat member, Engineer Donna Belbuena. Also, from our interested bidder who is joining us via online, we have Miss Ellen Grace Rendon of Prexifil and Mr. Ryan of Siction Marketing Incorporation. And also we have from our interested bidders who is now joining us here at DPWA Cebu 5th DEO conference room. We have Mr. Jesse Enciso of Grand Base Enterprises and Mr. Arnold Dara of Grand Base Enterprises. That's all, Madam Chair, and thank you.
Thank you, Engineer Donna. I would like to acknowledge all the attendees of this private conference from our back members, back TWG, back secretariat, and bidders representative who are joining us today. Based on the attendance of our back members, I can confirm that we have a quorum to transact this business, and I now call to order this private conference for the procurement of one project. Invitation to bid for the supply and delivery of laboratory equipment and apparatus for use in the Quality Assurance Section, DPWH Cebu 5th District Engineering Office. The Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, through the DEO FY 2025, intends to apply the sum of 22,212,087 pesos and 33 centavos, being the approved budget for the contract, to payments under the contract for 25 GHI 0058, supply and delivery of laboratory equipment and apparatus for use in Quality Assurance Section, the PWH Cebu 5th District Engineering Office. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. The Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office now invites bids for 25 GHI 0058, supply and delivery of laboratory equipment and apparatus for use in Quality Assurance Section, DPWH Cebu 5th District Engineering Office. Delivery of the goods is required within 120 calendar days. Bidders should have completed with at least 10 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids contracts similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2, Instruction to Bidders. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using a discretionary fast-fail criterion as specified in the IRR of RA number 12009. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens, sole proprietorships, partnerships, or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines and to citizens or organizations of the country, the laws or regulations of which grant similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA number 5183. Interested bidders may obtain further information from the Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, and inspect the bidding documents at the address Procurement Unit Office, second floor main building, Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion, Danao City, Cebu 6004, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays, or at the website of the PhilJEPS or the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, http://notices.philjeps.gov.ph, or at website of the DPWH Department of Public Works and Highways Agency is https://www.dpwh.gov.ph. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on July 21, 2026 to August 11, 2026 from the address Procurement Unit Office, second floor main building, Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion, Danao City, Cebu 6004, upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents pursuant to the latest guidelines issued by the JPPB in the amount of 25,000 pesos. It may also be downloadable free of charge from the website of the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or PhilJEPS and the website of the procuring entity, provided that bidder shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. The Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office will hold the pre-bid conference today, July 29, 2026 at main building, Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion, Danao City, Cebu 6004, and or through video conferencing via Zoom application, meeting ID 502-187-5995, passcode is Cebu 5 DEO, and live stream on YouTube, https://www.youtube.com/@dpwh.cebu.5deo, which shall be open to prospective bidders. Bids must be duly received by the Bids and Awards Committee, Box Secretariat, either through manual submission at the address Procurement Unit Office, second floor main building, Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion, Danao City, Cebu 6004, or through electronic or online submission via at the Department of Public Works and Highways electronic bidding facility on or before 10 a.m. of August 11, 2026. Late bids shall not be accepted. For online or electronic submission, the website is http://dpwh.gov.ph.sharepoint.com/site/bids. Email to electronic bids_cebu5@dpwh.gov.ph. If submitting through representative, it must be accompanied by a notarized special power of attorney, board partnership resolution, and or secretary certificate as proof of authorization. Additionally, the representative must present a valid company ID and a valid personal ID to ensure the representative is an official company member and to prevent fraudulent actions such as the unauthorized use of another's contractor's eligibility for personal gain. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms in the amount stated in the ITB Clause 16.1. Bid opening shall be on August 11, 2026 at main building, Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion, Danao City, Cebu 6004, and through video conferencing via Zoom application, meeting ID 502-187-5995, passcode Cebu 5 DEO, and live stream on YouTube, https://www.youtube.com/@dpwh.cebu.5deo. Bids will be opened in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. Reminders to all bidders in compliance to Section 81.1 and Section 82 of the IRR of RA number 12009, all prospective bidders shall be required to submit a sworn disclosure of relations Next is the bid evaluation and award criteria are lowest calculated bid, LCB, and lowest calculated and responsive bid, or LCRB, respectively. The Department of Public Works and Highways, Cebu 5th District Engineering Office reserves the right to reject any and all bids, declare a failure of bidding, or not award the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 70 of RA number 12009 without incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For further information, please refer to Abdul Bashir A. Bashir, Engineer 3 Procurement Unit Head, DPWH Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion Danao City, Cebu 6004, email address bashirae@dpwh.gov.ph. You may also visit the following websites for downloading or bidding documents at www.dpwh.gov.ph for electronic bid submission, or at the PhilJobs website. The website is http://dpwh.gov.ph.sharepoint.com/site/bids. Then email to electronicbids_cebu5@dpwh.gov.ph. This invitation to bid was signed by the BAC Chairperson, Ranel P. Roa, DPWH Cebu 5th District Engineering Office, Poblacion Danao City, Cebu, dated July 21, 2026. While our technical working group is checking the content of the bidding documents versus the approved technical specifications, we will be with the BAC members, will read the specifications of the items that the bidders will comply during the submission of their bids. First item, number 1, brass or bronze sieve, 8 inches by 2 inches by 3 inches. The specification, a sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 75 plus 3.09 mm, wire diameter 5.4 to 7.2 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on the frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8 with a tolerance of 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter, measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type 3 inch or 75 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value of the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. The quantity of this item is 1 unit. Number 2, 1 piece of brass or bronze sieve 8 by 2 or 2.5 inch. The sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 63 plus 2.71 mm. Wire diameter 4.8 to 6.4 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on the frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8 plus a tolerance of 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter, measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type 2.5 inch or 63 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot the direction of the sieve cloth. Number 3, one piece of brass or bronze sieve number 2 inches, 8 by 2 inches. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 50 plus 2.29 mm, where diameter is 4.3 to 5.8 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or weaviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have a 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificate from the manufacturer showing conformance to STM 11 as inspection sieve type 2 inch or 50 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value of the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Number 4, one piece of brass or bronze sieve, 8 inches by 2 inches, 1.5 inches. Sieve cloth shall have no puncture or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth is 37.5 plus 1.85 mm. Wire diameter is 3.8 to 5.2 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on the frame without distortion, looseness, or weaviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have a 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from the top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificate from the manufacturer showing conformance to STM 11 as inspection sieve type 1.5 inch or 7.5 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and the signature of the person certifying to the sieve's quality. Shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Number 5, one piece of brass or bronze sieve, 1 inch with diameter of 8 inches by 2 inches. The sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth is 25 plus 1.38 mm, where diameter is 3 to 4.1 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or weaviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an uncorrosive material such as brass or bronze. The sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and covers of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificate from the manufacturer showing conformance to STM 11 as inspection sieve type 1 inch or 25 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, the name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value of the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Number 6, one piece of brass or bronze sieve, 8 inches by 2 inches, 3/4 inch. Sieve cloth shall have no puncture or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 19 plus 1.13 mm, where diameter 2.7 to 3.5 mm. That sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or weaviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an uncorrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. inclusive certificate from the manufacturer showing conformance to STMA 11 as inspection sieve type 3/4 inch or 19 mm is traceable with the sieve serial number, include the date, the name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, shall state at a minimum the value of the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Item 7, one piece of brass or bronze sieve 8 inches by 2 inches, 1/2 inch. Again, 8 inches by 2 inches, 1/2 inch. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 12.5 plus 0.83 mm. Wire diameter is 2.1 to 2.9 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall be easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificate from the manufacturer showing conformance to STM E11 as inspection sieve type 1/2 inch or 12.5 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and the signature of the person certifying the sieve quality, state at a minimum the value of the average aperture size separately in both the warp and the shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Item number 8, one piece of brass or bronze sieve 8 inches by 2 inches, 3/8 inch. Sieve cloth shall have no puncture or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth is 9.5 plus 0.68 mm. Wire diameter is 1.9 to 2.6 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. The sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to STMA 11 as inspection sieve type 3/8 inch or 9.5 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Item number 9. Item number 9, one piece of brass or bronze sieve, 8 inches by 2 inches, sieve number 4. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 4.75 mm plus 0.41 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an uncorrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificate from the manufacturer showing conformance to STMA 11 as inspection sieve type number 4 or 4.75 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Item number 10, one piece of brass or bronze sieve 8 inches by 2 inches. Sieve number 10. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of an uncorrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to STMA 11 as inspection sieve type number 10 or 2 mm. is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. At this time, I would like to request the back member to continue the reading of the specification of the laboratory equipment. Do the honor, Ma'am Weng. Thank you.
Good afternoon. To continue, item number 11, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 40. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted in a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frames shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8,000 plus 0.030 inch, 203.2 plus 0.76 millimeters inside diameter measured at 0.02 inches, point 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 millimeter from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 40425 UM is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity 1 piece complied as per evaluation. Okay. Item number 12, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 200. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8.00 plus 0.030 inch inside diameter measured at 0.02 inches, 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter, 1 piece. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 200 is traceable by the sieve serial number, including the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Again, quantity 1 piece. Item number 13, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 8. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8.000 plus 0.030 inch inside diameter measured at 2 inches, 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 millimeters from top of the frame to top of the sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sleeve frame pan cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 8, 2.36 millimeters is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of person certifying to the sieve quality shall state a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. I quantity, 1 piece. Item number 14, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 16. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have a 8.00 plus 0.030 inch inside diameter measured at 0.02 inches, 5 millimeter below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 millimeters from top of the frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 16, 1.18 millimeter is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality shall state at a minimum the value of the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity, 1 piece. Item number 15, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 30. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be... Oh, excuse.
Number 15, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 30. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8 plus 0.30 inch, 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 30, 600 is traceable by the micrometer is traceable by the sieve serial number into the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 16, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 50. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8 plus 0.30 inch, 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inches or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 50, 300 micrometer, is traceable by sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality. Shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 17, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 100. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frames shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have a 8 plus 0.30 inch, 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter, measured at 0.2 inches or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type number 100 or 150 micrometer is traceable by sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. Brass or bronze pan and cover. For the pan, it's circular. The top of the pan shall be constructed so as to provide an easy sliding or nesting fit with the bottom of 3-inch diameter sieves, minimum height of 1 1/4 inches or 31.8 mm, made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. For the cover, it is circular. The bottom of the cover shall be constructed so as to provide an easy sliding or nesting fit with a top of 3-inch diameter sieves made of non-corrosive materials such as brass or bronze. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 19, brass or bronze wet washing sieve number 200. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Stainless steel sieve cloth. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have a 8.0 plus 0.30 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 4 inches, 101.6 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to AASHTO T11, T27, T311, and ASTM D6913 as sieve number 200 inches, 75 micrometer, is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, shall state at the minimum the value for the average aperture size of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. Bristle. Number 20, bristle, round, diameter 35 mm, soft hair. Round, diameter 35 mm, soft hair. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 21, bristle, flat, 60 mm nylon. Flat, 60 mm nylon. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 22, mechanical or electromagnetic sieve shaker. A mechanical sieve shaker, if used, shall impact a vertical or lateral and vertical motion to the sieve, causing the particles thereon to bounce and turn so as to present different orientations to the sieving surface. Compatible sieves: 200 mm diameter or 8 inches, maximum sieve capacity up to 100, power supply 230 volts, 1 pH, 50 hertz. 50 hertz to 450 or 750 watts. Weight is approximately 40 kilograms. Capacity is 220 20 kilograms minimum. Time duration is 10 minutes maximum. Quantity is 1 minute. Number 23, digital forced ventilation or convection laboratory oven. Temperature uniformity 2% or better. Temperature precision 0.3 degrees Celsius or better. Standards ASTM C127, C136, D558, D559, D560, D698, D1557, D1559. 220 liters capacity or greater. Interior chamber and grid shelves, at least 2 and removable, are stainless steel. Outside casing is powder coated. Regulation of fan speed 0 to 100%. Thermomagnetic protection and over temperature protection to prevent accidental over temperatures. PID electronic regulator. Digital thermostat. Double digital display. Quantity is 1 unit. Number 24, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve 1 to 1/4 inches. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth 31.5 plus 1.63 mm. Wire diameter 3.4 to 4.6 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have 8 plus 0.30 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inches or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type 1 and 1/4 inches or 31.5 mm. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying the sieve quality, and shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 25, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches or sieve 5 8 inches. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.30 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter measured at 0.2 inches, 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type 5 8 inches, is traceable by the sieve serial number, include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, and shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. Number 26, brass or bronze sieve, 8 by 2 inches, sieve number 516 inches. Sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. Sieve opening of sieve cloth, 31.5 plus 1.63 mm. Wire diameter, 3.4 to 4.6 mm. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frame shall be rigid and made of a non-corrosive material, such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have an 8 plus 0.30 inch, 203.2 plus 0.76 mm inside diameter, measured at 0.2 inches or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches, 50.8 mm from top of the frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Include sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTME 11 as inspection sieve type 516 inches is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, and shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece.
Item number 27, brass or bronze sieve, 8 inches by 2 inches, sieve number 5. Description: sieve cloth shall have no punctures or obvious defects. The sieve cloth shall be mounted on a frame without distortion, looseness, or waviness. Sieve frames shall be rigid and made of non-corrosive materials such as brass or bronze. Sieve frame shall have a 8 plus 0.03 inch or 203.2 plus 0.76 mm in millimeter. Inside diameter measured at 0.2 inch or 5 mm below the top of the frame. Sieve frame shall be 2 inches or 50.8 mm from top of frame to top of sieve cloth. Frame bottom shall easily slide or nest with any sieve frame, pan, and cover of the same diameter. Includes sieve certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E11 as inspection sieve type 5 inch. Is traceable by the sieve serial number. Include the date, name, and signature of the person certifying to the sieve quality, and shall state at a minimum the value for the average aperture size separately in both the warp and shoot direction of the sieve cloth. Quantity is 1 piece. 28, number 28, liquid limit device shall be motors operated with hard rubber base. Standards: ASTM D4318 or AAS2 T89 and operates at 120 drops per minute. Quantity 1 unit. Number 29, grooving tool, AAS2 T89 specs, AAS2 made of plastic or non-corroding metal. Thickness equals 10 or plus minus 0.1 mm. Cutting edge equals 2 or plus minus 0.1 mm. Width equals 13 plus minus 0.1 mm. Quantity 1 piece. Number 30, grooving tool, ASTM D4318 specification, made of plastic or non-corroding metal. Depth of gauge equals 10 or plus minus 0.2 mm. Length of gauge was 15.9 mm. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 31, spatula. Flexible stainless steel. And model blade length is 100 mm. Quantity, 1 piece. Item number 32, electronic top loading balance. Specs, digital, AC powered, 220 to 240 volts. Sensitivity or readability, plus minus 0.01 gram or better. Capacity, 2,000 gram or greater. With local calibration showing accuracy, 0.02 gram or better, and reproducibility, 0.02 gram or better, to be calibrated after delivery at the laboratory. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 33, plastic limit set. Specs STM D431A or AS2 T90. The plastic limit determines the lowest moisture content of a soil by which a sample can be rolled into threads 3 mm diameter without breaking the same neither longitudinally or transversely. Quantity, 1 set. Number 34, aluminum tin can. Diameter, 55 by 35 mm. Specs, aluminum and 55 by 35 mm. Quantity, 2 sets. Number 35, glass plate, 300 by 250 by 10 mm. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 36, graduated cylinder, 25 ml capacity. Specs, borosilicate glass, style 1, beaded lip with pour spout. Style 2, ground standard taper neck. Style 3, beaded lip with pour spout and reinforcing. Consists of a top graduated portion of uniform diameter and a base. Base shall be hexagonal. Markings, permanent and legible. Capacity line, uniform width with maximum of 0.6 mm or engraved shall extend a minimum of 90% of the neck circumference. The supplier shall provide a certificate of compliance demonstrating that the product being supplied satisfies the specifications outlined in ASTM E1272. Quantity, 2 pieces. 37, aluminum tin can with cover, 55 by 65 mm. Quantity, 8 pieces. Number 38, electronic precision top loading and platform balances. Specs, with under balance weighing facility for specific gravity tests. Fitted with strain gauge cells and large backlighted display. Immediate and automatic zeroing and tear. Capacity, 6 kilograms. Readability, plus minus 0.0 grams. Pan dimension, 225 by 300 mm. Power supply, 220 to 240 volts. AC or rechargeable batteries. Quantity, 1 unit. Number 39, desiccator, borosilicate glass with perforated porcelain plate, 300 mm diameter, and silica gel, 1,000 gram. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 40, flakiness and thickness gauge. suitable to verify if aggregate is flaky, especially if its thickness is less than 0.6 of its nominal size, constructed of heavy gauge stainless steel sheet. Quantity, 1 unit. Number 41, Proctor molds. Standard, ASTM D558, D698, D1557, ASTO T99, T134, and T180. Internal diameter, 101.6 millimeter. Body height, 116.4 millimeter. Quantity, 2 pieces. Number 42, modified Proctor molds. Standard, STM D558, D698, D1557, ASTO T99, T134, and T180. Internal diameter, 151.4 mm. Body height, 116.4 millimeter. Quantity, 2 pieces. Number 43, standard Proctor rammer, 5 kilograms. Standard, ASTM D558, D698, D1557, ASTO T99, T134, and T180. Diameter, 50.8 millimeter. Fall height, 304.8 millimeter. Weight, 5 kilograms. Rammer weight, 2.495 kilograms. Quantity, 2 pieces. Number 44, standard Proctor rammer, 8 kilograms. Standard, STM D558, D698, D1557, ASTO T99, 134, and 180. Diameter, 50.8 millimeter. Fall height, 457.2 millimeter. Rammer weight, 4.54 kilograms. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 45, electronic top loading balance. Standard space with underbalance weighing facility for specific gravity test, fitted with strain gauge cells and large backlighted display. Immediate and automatic zeroing and tear. Capacity 32 kilograms. Readability plus minus 0.1 grams. Pan dimension 320 by 220 millimeter. Power supply 220 to 240 volts. AC or rechargeable batteries. Quantity 1 piece. 46. Aluminum tin can with cover 75 by 50 millimeter. Sample cup brush made. Quantity 10 pieces. 47. Galvanized steel pan. Galvanized steel pan with the dimension of 600 by 600 by 80. Quantity 3 pieces. Number 48. Stainless steel pan. Dimension 420 by 305 by 60. Quantity 3 pieces. Number 49. Straight edge 300 by 30 by 3 millimeter. Steel and 1.5 millimeter. And the thickness is greater than 1.5 millimeter or less than 3.5 millimeter. Maximum 3.5. Quantity 2 pieces. Number 50. Field density test apparatus or sun cone apparatus. Standards is TMD1556 and AAS2 T191. 6.5 inches or 165.1 millimeter. Diameter hole. Metal double cone assembly with valve galvanized for rust protection. Metal base with rim center hole for cone housing and galvanized. 2 plastic jar with 5 liter capacity. Quantity 2 sets. 51 standard sun. passing 600 micron and retain on 300 micron. Standards, ASTM D1556, ASTO T191, and bag of 25 kilograms. Quantity, 1 sack. 52, electronic top loading balance with under balance weighing facility for specific gravity tests, fitted with strain gauge cells and large backlighted display, immediate and automatic zeroing and tear, capacity is 15 kilograms, readability of plus minus 0.2 grams, pan dimension 225 by 300 millimeter, power supply 220 to 240 volt AC or rechargeable batteries. Quantity 1 unit. 53 density chisel 300 millimeter long by 25 millimeter wide. Quantity 1 unit. Sampling spoon. Quantity 2 pieces. Number 55, steel hammer, 2 pieces. Number 56, stainless steel pan, 420 by 305 by 60 millimeter. Stainless steel. Quantity, 2 pieces. Number 57, PE plastic bags. PE plastic bags, PE plastic bags. PE plastic bags. Quantity, 2 packs. Number 57, metal base with hole for field density test apparatus. 58. Number 58, metal base with hole for field density test apparatus. Metal 6.5 inches or 165.1 millimeter, compatible with offered field density test apparatus. Quantity 2 pieces. 2 pieces. Number 59, speedy moisture tester. Testing range equals 0 to 20% moisture range. Sample capacity 6 grams. Speedy moisture description is the speedy moisture tester is a portable device used for the rapid determination of moisture content in soils, sand, and fine aggregates using the calcium carbide method. It provides quick and direct moisture readings through a pressure gauge, making it suitable for field quality control in construction works. The equipment shall be durable, accurate, and compliant with applicable standards such as ASTM D4944 and ASTO T217, and shall be supplied complete with all necessary accessories for proper operation. Main equipment: pressure vessel, pressure gauge, sealing cup and clamp, and steel balls. Specification: equipment must provide direct moisture content reading, requires an airtight pressure vessel capable of containing gas pressure, require a calibrated gauge with plus minus 0.2% moisture content accuracy. Equipment must safely handle acetylene gas pressure, require heavy duty pressure vessel for corrosion resistant, and must have secure locking or clamping mechanism. Required measurement range of at least 0 to 20% moisture or better. Minimum numbers for steel balls shall not be less than 2. Portable weighing scale must be functional with required accuracy or plus minus 0.01 gram. Must be supplied with certificate of calibration traceability. Requires at least 1 sealing ring or rubber gasket. Accessories: measuring scope, weighing device, sealing ring or rubber gasket, cleaning accessories, and carrying case. Other requirements must consist of standard parts and accessories with attached standard technical compliance document or certificate of technical compliance, for technical specifications is signed or certified by the manufacturer. The supplier shall be an authorized distributor of the manufacturer. The supplier is required to provide a minimum of 1-year warranty on factory defects and warranty on-site for parts and labor on all equipment and associated components. It shall include local technical support through telephone and email, 8 hours per day or 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 days a week or Monday to Friday, with a response time of fewer than 4 hours upon receipt of the incident request. Problem resolution shall be next business day. Problem resolution shall be next business day. Likewise, the supplier shall provide an equipment manual and data evaluation software. The supplier shall provide training with a certificate on the basic operation, maintenance, troubleshooting, data processing, and results validation. Additional notes: specifications of main equipment must be indicated or reflected in the original brochure, manual, or technical papers that can be downloaded or reflected in the website of the manufacturer. Accessories shall be noted complied on the bidding documents and shall be checked for compliance upon delivery. Other requirements shall be supported by certificates or documents supporting its compliance. Quantity, 2 units. Number 60, set of 12 abrasive charges, 12 pieces per set. Steel, diameter is between 46 millimeter and 48 millimeter per piece, or in inch, 1 by 13/16 inch and 1 by 7/8 inch. Mass between 390 grams and 445 grams per piece. Total mass of 4,680 grams to 5,340 grams, conforming to ASTM AS2 standards. Quantity, 1 set. Number 61, polished shaved brass or bronze shaved pan, 12 inches diameter by 3 inches depth. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 62, California bearing ratio mold, CBR mold complete with collar and perforated base, conforms to STM D183 as to D193. Internal diameter equals 6 inches or 152.4 millimeter. Internal height is 7 inches or 177.8 millimeter. Quantity, 6 unit. Number 63, spacer disc with T handle. Diameter, 15/16 inches or 150.8 millimeter. The height is 2.416 inches or 61.4 millimeter. Conforms to STM D183 as to T193. Compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 6 pieces. Number 64, perforated plate with adjustable stain. Conforms to STM D183 and as to T193. Compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 6 units. Number 65, tripod or dial gauge support. Conforms to STM D183 and as to 193. Compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 6 pieces. Number 66, California bearing ratio apparatus, a compression type apparatus capable of applying a uniformly increasing load up to a capacity sufficient for the material being tested at a rate of 1.3 millimeter per minute, used to force the penetration piston into the specimen. It's motorized 50 kilonewton analog measurement and compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 1 set. Number 67, annular surcharge weight, 2,270 grams. Conforms to STM D183 and ASTO T193. Compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 6 pieces. Number 68, slotted surcharge weight, 2,270 grams. Conforms to STM D183 and ASTO T193. Compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 6 pieces. Number 69, dial gauge, 25 millimeter stroke by 0.01 millimeter sense. The 25 millimeter stroke by 0.01 mm sense conforms to STMD 183 and ASTO T193. Compatible with offered California bearing ratio apparatus. Quantity, 6 pieces. Number 70, galvanized steel pan, 910 by 910 by 76 millimeter. Specs, galvanized steel. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 71, large sampling spoon. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 72, cutting collar or cutting edge. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 73, filter paper, 150 millimeter in diameter. Pack of 100. Medium textured, E832 type 2, quantitative class F or number 40 and ashless. Retentive, E832 type 2, quantitative class G or number 42, ashless. Quantity, 1 piece. Number 74, volumetric flask, borosilicate glass with plastic stopper, 250 ml. Standards, STM D854, quantity 1 piece. Number 75, volumetric flask, borosilicate glass with plastic stopper, 500 ml. Standards, STM D854, 1 piece. Number 76, Lee Chatelier flask. Conforms to STM C188 and ASTO T133. Capacity, 250 ml. The neck is graduated from 0 to 1 ml and from 18 to 24 ml with divisions of 0.1 ml. 1 piece. 77, Chadaway spatula, 120 millimeter long, 1 piece. Number 78, sun absorption cone and tamper for determining the specific gravity and absorption of fine aggregates. Mold, a metal mold in the form of a frustum of a cone with dimension as follows: 40 or plus minus 3 mm inside diameter at the top, 90 plus minus 3 mm inside diameter at the bottom, and 75 plus minus 3 mm in height, with the middle having a minimum thickness of 0.8 millimeter. Quantity, 2 units. Tamper. A metal tamper having a mass of 340 plus minus 15 grams and having a flat circular tamping face with 25 plus minus 3 millimeter in diameter. Number 79, electronic precision top loading and platform balances. Capacity, 800 over 5,500 grams. Readability, 0.01 over 0.1 grams. Pan dimension, 160 diameter. Compatible with a specific gravity frame holder for concrete cube and cylinder specimens and density tank being offered. 1 unit. Number 80, specific gravity frame, a wire basket of 3.35 mm or 1.5 inch, nominal maximum size aggregate or smaller, and a large container as needed for testing larger maximum size aggregate. The containers shall be constructed so as to prevent trapping air when the container is submerged. A watertight tank into which the sample and container are placed for complete immersion of wire basket while suspended below the balance, equipped with an overflow outlet for maintaining a constant water level. The wire suspending the container shall be of the smallest practical size to minimize any possible effects of a variable immersed length. The suspension apparatus shall be constructed to enable the container to be immersed to a depth sufficient to cover it and the test sample during the weighing. Specific gravity frame that fits the weighing device suspension apparatus and watertight tank set above. Quantity 1 unit. Last. 87. Number 81. Tama 87 ba? Number 81. Soil hydrometers. Range 1 to 1.2 gram per ml for additives. Quantity 2 pieces. 82. Tamping rod. Galvanized steel with 16 by 600 millimeter. Galvanized steel or 16 by 600 mm. 1 piece. Number 83. Unit weight measure 3 liters. Capacity 3 liters. Inside diameter 160 millimeter. Useful height 149.2 millimeter. Sheet thick is 3 millimeter. Quantity 1 piece. Number 84. Graduated impurities test bottle. Stoppered. Colorless glass graduated bottles. Capacity 240 ml to 470 ml. Outside dimension is 40 mm to 60 mm. Conforms to STM C40. 2 pieces. Number 85. Color standard glass scale. Organic impurities in soils. Standards. ASTM C40-11. Method D. ASTM C40-11 Method D. And AS2 T21. The chart has 5 glass reference scales. Quantity 1 set. Number 86. Working safety gloves or asbestos gloves. Quantity 1 piece. Number 87. Crucible tongs. Stainless steel or corrosion resistant. Scissor type with spring tension for controlled grip. Both bowed or curved. Tips with a flat hinge. Designed for handling crucibles with curved or rounded bottoms. Commonly specified as 10 inches. Corrugated or serrated tips for a firm, non-slip hold suitable for high temperature applications or heat resistant. Quantity 2 pieces.
Item number 88, soil hydrometers. Range -5 plus 60 grams per liter. Per liter, 152 H. Quantity is 1 piece. 89. Compression device to test mortar tube. Specimens 50 mm or 2 inches. Standard ASTM C109, C1194. It is possible to test also cylindrical specimens, diameter 50 by 50 mm, to be used with a concrete compression machine foreseen of low capacity measuring range and suitable distance pieces or with a flexural frame. Dimensions Diameter 150 by 182 mm. Quantity is 1 unit. 90. Pans aluminum, galvanized and stainless steel made. 265 by 195 by 47 stainless steel. Quantity is 1 piece. Height. 91. Mixing bowls, stainless steel. Stainless steel, 240 mm diameter. Quantity is 1 piece. Item number 92. Mixing bowls, stainless steel, 320 mm diameter. Quantity is 1 piece. 93. Dial thermometers. ASTM specification, ASTM E1 or ASTM E2251 thermometer specification. Type, dial or metal stem thermometer. Temperature range approximately 0 to 200 degrees Celsius or suitable range of asphalting conditioning 60 degrees Celsius. Accuracy, readability about plus minus 1 degrees Celsius or readable to 0.5 to 1 degrees Celsius. Quantity is 1 piece. 94. Capping retainers. Diameter 100 by 200 mm cylinders, having a Rockwell hardness of not less than 55 HRC, one of which is spherically seated block that will bear on the upper surface of the specimen. The other is a solid block on which the specimen shall rest. Bearing faces of the block minimum dimensions. Greater than.
Equal or
Greater than or equal 3% greater than the diameter of the specimen to be tested, except for the concentric circles described below. The bearing faces shall not depart from a plane by more than 0.001 inches or 0.02 mm in any 6 inches or 150 mm of blocks. Quantity is 2 pieces. Ano pa day Diameter 4 inches or 100 mm or larger, or by more than 0.001 inches or 0.02 mm in the diameter of any smaller block. New blocks shall be manufactured within 1/2 of this tolerance. When diameter of the bearing face of the spherically seated block exceeds the diameter of the specimen by more than 0.03 inches, 0 or 0.8 mm deep, and not more than 0.04 inches, 1 mm wide shall be inscribed to facilitate proper centering. The 2 pieces to mama. Quantity is 2 pieces. 95. Neoprene pads. 70 Shore A for diameter 100 by 200 mm cylinders. Pads shall be 13 plus minus 2 mm, 1/2 plus minus 1/16 inches thick, and the diameter shall not be more than 2 mm, 1/16 inches smaller than the inside diameter of the retaining ring. Pads shall be made from polychloroprene or neoprene, meeting the requirements of classification D2000, 4 inches. Quantity is 4 pieces. 96. Capping retainers. Diameter is 150 by 300 mm and 6 by 12 inches cylinders, having a Rockwell hardness of not less than 55 HRC, one of which is spherically seated block that will bear on the upper surface of the specimen. The other is a solid block on which the specimen shall rest. Bearing faces of the block minimum dimensions. Greater than or equal 3% greater than the diameter of the specimen to be tested, except for the concentric circles described below. The bearing faces shall not depart from a plane by more than 0.001 inches or 0.2 mm in any 6 inches or 150 mm of blocks. Diameter 6 inches or 150 mm or larger, or by more than 0.001 inches or 0.02 mm in the diameter of any smaller block. New blocks shall be manufactured within 1/2 of this tolerance. When diameter of the bearing face of the spherically seated block exceeds the diameter of the specimen by more than 0.03 inches or 0.8 mm deep and not more than 0.404 inches or 1 mm wide, shall be inscribed to facilitate proper centering. Quantity is 6 pieces. 97. Neoprene pads. 70 Shore A for diameter 150 by 300 mm and 6 by 12 inches cylinders. Pads shall be 13 plus minus 2 mm or 1/2 plus minus 1/16 inches thick, and the diameter shall not be more than 2 mm or 1/16 inches smaller than the inside diameter of the retaining ring. Pads shall be made from polychloroprene or neoprene, meeting the requirements of classification D2000. 6 inches. Quantity is 12 pieces. 98. Digital vernier caliper. 0 to 300 mm by 0.01 mm. Stainless steel constructed with parallel blades capable of measuring outside diameter of specimens and or constructed so a sheet can be placed between them for measurement. Can be electronic digital, mechanical digital, or analog with vernier scale. Quantity is 1 piece. 99. Diamond core drill bit and extractor. 100 mm diameter cores. Diamond coring bit with reaming shell for hard rock drilling or its equivalent or better. Tungsten carbide coring bit for soft rock drilling or its equivalent or better. Quantity is 1 piece. 100. Diamond core drill bit and extractor. 152 mm diameter cores, diamond coring bit with reaming shell for hard rock drilling or its equivalent or better. Tungsten carbide coring bit for soft rock drilling or its equivalent or better. Quantity is 1 piece.
Item number 101. Strap wrench. Quantity 1 piece. Item number 102. Electronic precision top loading and platform balances. Capacity is 300 grams. Readability plus minus 0.001 gram. Pan dimension 110 diameter. Quantity 1 unit. 103 more clamp for securing rods or gas wires. Quantity 2 pieces. Item number 104. Electronic analytical balance. Capacity is 250 grams. Readability is 0.1 milligram. Tolerance is plus minus 0.2 milligram. Outer keyboard with direct reading on a wide LCD display. Single pan, diameter 80 millimeters. Tear range by subtraction up to full capacity. Dust-proof cover, ideal for very accurate weighings and for heat of hydration cement tests. Power supply is 230 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 1 pH. Quantity is 1 unit. 105. Stainless steel container. Stainless steel, diameter of 140 by 9.5 millimeter. Quantity 1 piece, 106. Solubility of bituminous binders. Standards ASTM D2042. The set comprises Gooch crucible complete with funnel and rubber ring. Filter flask 500 ml capacity with rubber stopper. Wattman filter discs. Diameter is 25 millimeter, pack of 100. The quantity is 1 unit. 107 vacuum pump. Laboratory grade vacuum pump. capable of producing a residual pressure of 4.0 by kilopascal, 30 millimeter mercury absolute, or less in accordance with ASTM D2041, vacuum capacity sufficient to achieve the specified residual pressure within 2 minutes. Continuous duty operation with vacuum gauge, manometer, moisture trap, tubing, and necessary conductors. Operates on 220, 240, 220 to 240 volts, or with 220, 240, 220 up to 240 volts AVR UPS. Quantity is 1 piece. 108. Conical flasks Erlenmeyer. Capacity is 100 ml. Glass wide mouth. Borosilicate glass. Conical sides of the flask extend inwardly for the bottom and shall terminate in a short cylindrical neck. Next on all flasks shall be circular in cross section. 1 piece quantity. Number 109, Wattman filter paper number 50, 125 mm, 150 mm, medium textured, EB32 type 2, EA32 type 2, quantitative class F, or number 40. Ash glass, retentive, EA32 type 11, type 2, quantitative glass G, or number 42, ashless. Quantity is 1 pack. Number 110, measuring pipe tights, pipe pits. More type graduated, 10 ml, 0.01 ml. Borosilicate glass, 10 m, 0.1 ml. Quantity 1 piece. Number 111, fully automatic penetrometer. Any apparatus that permits the needle holder spindle to move vertically without measurable friction and is capable of indicating the depth of penetration to the nearest 0.1 mm will be acceptable. The weight of the spindle shall be 47.5 plus minus 0.05 grams. The total weight of the needle and spindle assembly shall be 50.0 plus minus 0.05 grams. Weights of 50 plus minus 0.05 grams and 100 plus minus 0.05 grams shall also be provided for total loads of 100 and 200 grams as required for some conditions of the test. The surface on which the sample container rests shall be flat, and the axis of the plunger shall be at approximately 90 degrees to this surface. The apparatus shall have a leveling indicator. Quantity 1 unit. Item number 112, thermostatically controlled water bath for penetrometer. Provides water at the required temperature of 25 plus minus 0.1 degrees Celsius. The unit consists of a stainless steel water bath, 10 liters capacity with wool insulation, immersion heater with digital thermostat, motor pump with conductions, cooling coil device, current water operated to maintain a constant temperature of the bath when room temperature is slightly higher. The bituminous sample is immersed into the water bath and placed the transfer dish accessory mud. Water bath dish with incorporated thermostatic coil to be connected to the bath mud. It keeps the temperature of the vitamin sample directly on the penetrometer by avoiding to transfer it. Temperature probe PT 100. Measurement of the sample temperature in real time is connected with the monitor in order to show the temperature during each test. Quantity is 1 unit. Item number 113, stopwatch. Digital, non-magnetic, having also watch functions, precision 0.01 second. Quantity, 1 piece. Item number 114, Sable Digital Viscometer. Standards, ASTM D88, AASHTO T72. Used to determine the viscosity of the petroleum products at specified temperatures between 70 to 210 degrees Fahrenheit. Stainless steel made disabled viscometer is supplied complete with two interchangeable orifices, plural and universal oil bath, electric heater with digital thermoregulator, stirrer, cooling coil, viscosity flask. Quantity is 1 unit. Dapat eh. To continue with item number 114, thermometers, filter funnel, withdrawal tube are not included and must be ordered separately. The viscometer is equipped of a dual safety thermostat to prevent accidental overheatings. Accessories, filter funnel complete with a fire filter ring mesh. Withdrawal tube complete. Measuring cylinder glass with stopper 500 ml. Measuring cylinder glass with stopper 1000 ml. Water refrigerator, it cools the water from room temperature up to plus 10 degrees Celsius with supply capacity of 2 liters per minute. Stainless steel made, complete with motor pump, digital thermostat, SEMS, 0.1 degrees Celsius. It is connected to water baths and tanks where a lower temperature than the room one is required. Complete with tubing and accessories for bath connection. Power supply is 230 volts, 1 pH, 50 Hz, 750 watts. Measuring pipettes, more type, graduated 5 ml. Measuring pipettes, more type, graduated 25 ml. Item number 115, Sable flask. Capacity is 60 ml. Heavy wall borosilicate glass. Quantity is 2 pieces. Item number 116, Sable thermometers, alcohol. Range is 49 to 57 degrees Celsius or wider range. Non-mercury type subdivisions 0.01 degrees Celsius or better with local calibration showing maximum scale error of 0.1 degrees Celsius. Liquid in glass partial immersion thermometer or metal sheath thermistor with a sensor having an overall length at least 200 ml or 8 inches or any other thermometric device of equal or better accuracy, precision, sensitivity, and range. Includes certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM E1 as thermometer 19 degrees Celsius or any thermometric device of equal or better accuracy, precision, and sensitivity. Quantity is 1 piece. Item number 117, measuring cylinders, transparent, brass sprouted 50 ml. Quantity 2 pieces. Item number 118, measuring cylinders, transparent, glass sprouted 1000 ml. Quantity 1 piece. Item number 119, Zayfox cross-arm viscometers, capillary type made of borosilicate glass, annealed to determine the kinematic viscosity of vitamin distillation residues of liquid asphalt, asphalt cements at 135 degrees Celsius, road oils supplied complete with calibration certificate. 0.003 to 0.6 to 3, 0.012 to 10, 0.03, 6 to 30, 0.1, 20 to 100, 0.3, 60 to 300, 1, 200 to 1,000, 3, 600 to 3,000, 10, 2,000 to 10,000, 36,000 to 30,000, 120,000 to 100,000. Quantity is 1 unit. Item number 120, dynamic viscosity determination viscometer bath. Standards ASTM D2170. The viscometer bath is used to determine both the dynamic and kinematic viscosity of liquid asphalts, keeping the capillary type of viscometers at a uniform temperature, consisting of borosilicate glass container 1.5 liter capacity, additional tempered glass container, stainless steel base with insulating cork sheet, stainless steel control box with selector and digital temperature reading, stainless steel lid with 5 holes for capillaries, temperature range room to 150 degrees Celsius, allows to simultaneous temperate 5 capillaries. Viscometers and thermometers are not included. Power supply is 230 volts, 1 pH, 50 to 60 Hz, 1,200 watts. Accessories: silicone oil type 50 CST for test with bath with temperature range 100 degrees Celsius up to 150 degrees Celsius, can up to can of 20 kilograms. Holder, stainless steel made for Zifox cross arm viscometers. Kinematic viscosity thermometer range 58.5 to 61.5 degrees Celsius, type ASTM 47C. Kinematic viscosity thermometer range 133.5 to 136 degrees Celsius, type ASTM 110C. Holder, stainless steel made for Canon, Manning, and Asphalt Institute viscometers and Asphalt Institute viscometers. Holder, stainless steel made for Canon viscometers. Holder, stainless steel made for Canon BS reverse flow viscometers. Quantity 1 unit only. Item number 121, emulsified asphalt distillation apparatus. Standards ASTM D244, AS AASH2 T59. Used for the determination of cutback asphaltic materials by the distillation test. The set is formed by aluminum steel container, glass conductors, including condenser, stands, graduated cylinder, two thermometers, ASTM 7C range, -2 to +300 degrees Celsius. Gas ring, burner with gas stop valve, controlled by a flame sensor. Thermometer alcohol, -2 to 300 degrees Celsius. ASTM 7C. Quantity 1 piece.
Item number 122, distillation of cutback asphalts, electric. Standards ASTM D402, AA AASTO T78. used to measure the amount of the most volatile constituents in cut back asphaltic products. The apparatus consists of electric heater with regulator, distillation flask, condenser tube, adapter, shield, receiver, supports, graduated cylinder 100 ml, thermometer. ASTM 8C -2 to 400 degrees Celsius. Subdivide SUBD. Subdivide 1 degree Celsius. Power supply 230 volts, 1 pH 50 to 60 hertz, 600 watts. Supplier must be an exclusive or authorized distributor. Attached certificate from manufacturer, BRS accredited calibration laboratory with capability and calibration the apparatus. Attached BRS accreditation certificate and has the service engineers trained by the manufacturer of the equipment. Attached training certificate from the manufacturer. Quantity is 1 set. 123. Electronic top loading balance. Capacity is 20 kilograms. Readability is plus minus 0.1 grams. Digital, AC powered 220 to 240 volts. Quantity is 1 unit. 124. Cork stopper number 9. Quantity is 10 pieces. 125. Beakers. Glass beakers with spout squat form. Capacity 25 ml. Borosilicate glass. Quantity is 1 piece. 126. Beakers. Glass beakers with spout squat form. Capacity 50 ml. Borosilicate glass. Quantity is 1 piece. 127. Beakers. Glass beakers with spout squat form. Capacity 100 ml. Borosilicate glass. Quantity is 1 piece. 128. Thermometer. Range is 19 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Graduated 0, 1 degrees Celsius to ASTM 17C. Quantity is 1 piece. 129. Watch glass. Beaker cover. Glass 100 mm diameter. Quantity is 1 piece. 130. Measuring pipettes. More type, graduated. 50 ml, 0.1 ml borosilicate glass. Quantity is 1 piece. 131. Measuring pipettes, more type, graduated. 100 ml, 0.1 ml borosilicate glass. Quantity is 1 piece. 132. Scoops round aluminum. Aluminum 335 by 120, 1000 ml. Quantity is 1 piece. 133. Scoops round aluminum. Aluminum 260 by 90, 500 ml. Quantity is 1 piece. 134. Marshall compaction mold. Diameter is 4 inches. Standard ASTM D6926. Comparable to ASHTO T245. Inside diameter 101.6 mm or 4 inches. Steel manufactured, plated against corrosion, consisting of mold body only, filling collar only, base plate only. Accessories, paper disc, 100 mm diameter, pack of 100. Quantity is 1 set. 135. Extraction plate. To eject specimens from the mold. It is used in conjunction with specimen receiver. Quantity is 1 piece. 136. Specimen receiver. Used to receive the specimens ejected by the extruder. Quantity is 1 piece. 137. Blaine air permeability apparatus, semi-automatic electronic. Digital, AC powered 220 or 240 or 220 to 240 volts. The supplier shall provide a certificate of compliance demonstrating that the product being supplied can perform the test as outlined in ASTM-C 204. Accessories, standard reference cement, SN3C to calibrate the blade, glass alcohol thermometer 0 to 50 degrees Celsius. Quantity is 1 unit. 138, test cell, comprises cell body, plunger, and perforated disc, stainless steel made, conforms to ASTM C204. Permeability cell, rigid cylinder, 12.70 plus minus 0.10 mm in inside diameter, austenitic stainless steel, interior of cell finish, 0.81 micrometer or 32 micro-inch, width of ledge 1/2 to 1 mm, firmly fixed from the top of the cell, 55 plus minus 10 mm. The supplier shall provide a certificate of compliance demonstrating that the product being supplied can perform the test as outlined in ASTM C204. Plunger, austenitic stainless steel, fit into cell with clearance not more than 0.1 mm, air vent 3.0 plus minus 0.3 mm wide, distance between the bottom of the plunger and the top of the perforated disc 15 plus minus 1 mm. For the disc, non-corroding metal, thickness 0.9 plus minus 0.1, perforated with 30 to 40 holes, 1 mm diameter equally distributed over its area. The supplier shall provide a certificate of compliance demonstrating that the product being supplied can perform the test as outlined in ASTM C204. Quantity is 1 piece. Item number 139, filter paper discs. Porosity 2 micron, pack of 1,000 pieces, conforms to ASTM C204. Quantity is 1 pack. 140. U-tube glass manometer, complete, conforms to ASTM C204. Nominal outside diameter 9 mm, standard wall, glass tubing, manometer arm connected to the permeability cell, have a midpoint line etched around the tube, 125 mm to 145 mm below top side outlet, and also other at distances 15 plus minus 1 mm, 70 plus minus 1 mm, and 110 plus minus 1 mm above that line. Side outlet above the bottom of the manometer 250 to 305 mm. Quantity is 1 piece. 141. Manometric liquid 250 ml bottle. Non-volatile. Non-hygroscopic liquid of low viscosity and density such as dibutyl talate, dibutyl 1 and 2 benzene dicarboxylate, light grade mineral oil. Quantity is 1 piece. 142. Vicat apparatus consists of the following parts: weight of movable rod 300 plus minus 0.5 grams, diameter of plunger end of rod 10 plus minus 0.05 mm, diameter of needle 1 plus minus 0.05 mm, inside diameter of ring at bottom 70 plus minus 3 mm, inside diameter of ring at top 60 plus minus 3 mm, height of ring 40 plus minus 1 mm, graduated scale. The graduated scale, when compared with the standard scale accurate to within 0.1 mm at all points, shall not show a deviation at any point greater than 0.25 mm. 220 or 240 or 220 to 240 volts, or with 220 or 240 or 220 to 220 240 volts AVR or UPS if electronic. Include certificates from the manufacturer showing conformance to ASTM C187 as VICAT apparatus. Include the name, date, and signature of the person certifying to the VICAT apparatus quality. Quantity is 1 unit. 143. Rigid conical ring made of non-corroding, non-absorbent material. Height is 40 plus minus 1. Inside diameter bottom 70 plus minus 3 mm. Inside diameter top 60 plus minus 3 mm. Quantity is 1 piece. 144. Gilmore apparatus. Standards ASTM C91, C141, C266, C1398, ASHTO T154. Used to determine the setting time of cement. Vertical support shaft has a device to maintain the horizontal arms in alignment. Support assembly is adjustable in position. The 2 steel weights needles are calibrated to meet specifications. Needle points are made of stainless steel. Quantity is 1 piece. 145. Consistency plunger. Diameter is 10.50 mm. Quantity is 1 piece. 10 by 50 mm. Quantity is 1 piece. 146. Needle for final setting. ASTM 1 mm diameter or ASTM C187, C191. Quantity is 1 piece. 147. 2 gang prism mold to produce 25 by 25 by 250 mm specimens for expansion test in autoclave. Complete with 4 steel inserts. Conforms to ASTM C490. Quantity is 2 pieces. 140. Length comparator with reference rod. Reference rod shall provide a dial micrometer or other measuring device graduated to read in 0.0001 inches units, accurate within 0.0001 inches in any 0.0010 inches range and within 0.0002 inches in any 0.0100 inches range, sufficient range at least 0.3 inches in the measuring device to allow for small variations in the actual length of various specimens. Conforms ASTM C490. Quantity is 1 piece. 149. Measure 400 ml capacity. Standards ASTM C185, ASHTO 2T137 to determine the air content of freshly mixed mortars by the density method. Steel made, internal diameter 76.2 by 88.1 mm height. Quantity is 1 piece. 150. 3 gang cube mold made from steel, hardness 55 HRB. It can also be used for soil and other materials. Separable into less than or equal 2 parts. Quantity is 3 pieces. 151. Rubber tamper. Non-absorptive, non-abrasive, and non-brittle material. Durometer hardness 80 plus minus 10. Cross-section 13 by 25 mm. Length of tamper 120 to 150 mm. Tamping face flat, regular in shape. Quantity is 2 pieces. 152. Measuring cylinders, transparent, glass spouted, 100 ml. Quantity is 2 pieces. 153. Wash bottles, 100 ml plastic. Quantity is 1 piece. 154. Wash bottles, 250 ml plastic. Quantity is 1 piece. 155. Wattman filter paper ashless number 40. Ashless number 40, 125 mm diameter, 150 mm diameter. Quantity is 1 box. 156. Mechanics of fluids. Funnels, borosilicate glass, 100 mm diameter. Quantity is 1 unit. 157. Ducted fume hood with scrubber. With complete scrubber and duct system, including installation of fuming acid digestion, HC1, H2SO4, HNO3, and other acids of lower strength, and ammonia vapor. Overhead LED light strip or fluorescent lamp attached to inside top of hood with corrosion and moisture protection, 100 lux or 100-foot candles. Minimum internal fume, hood, or working area dimension, 1,270 by 650 by 1,000 mm. Max height should not exceed laboratory ceiling. Worktop, heat, flame, and corrosion resistant, such as epoxy resin, homogeneous solid with spill drainage or spill stopper. Volume of air treated is minimum is 690 cubic meter per hour. Air phase velocity variable up to at least 0.5 meters per second at full sash opening, 220 to 240 volts. Laminated tempered glass, type, sash, or material of similar or better performance with counterweight or lock to allow sash to stay at preferred height, corrosion resistant. With water tap or sink inside, which is also chemical resistant, including installation of water tap and sink to the water line and drainage. Electric socket outside near the hood opening, minimum of 2 outlets, controller of air velocity including calibration upon installation, alarm alert system for air velocity, fan failure and sash height, chemical resistant, phenolic or epoxy resin coated or higher performance, cabinet at the bottom of the fume hood, at least ASHRAE 110 certified and or EN 14175 certified, training on the use of basic maintenance, delivery, installation, and commissioning, including installation of whole scrubber system, exclusive distributorship or authorized distributor with local after-sales support, preventive maintenance of fume hood after 6 and 12 months inclusive of scrubber maintenance. Quantity is 1 unit.
Other requirements or general requirements for the mentioned equipments. Number 1, preferably exclusive distributorship with local after-sales support. Supplier service engineer must have training from the equipment manufacturer. Attach the certificate of training. Number 3, proof of delivery and commissioning of the same or similar laboratory equipment from the same manufacturer. Number 4, ISO or ISC 17025 2017 or the PWH-BRS accredited calibration laboratory and must conduct calibration of the equipment upon arrival of equipment at the laboratory. Number 5, brand and model should available at manufacturer's website. Number 6, the bidders must have at least 10 years of experience in the supply and delivery and commissioning of the same or similar laboratory equipment. I just want also to announce that this certification of the technical specifications of the mentioned laboratory equipment was signed by OIC Director Jason R. Margalio of the Bureau of Research and Standards, dated July 10, 2026. I would like also to announce or remind the interested bidder on your bidding documents to be submitted during the submission of your bids. You have to submit 3 copies of the bidding documents, 2 original copies, and 1 copy. So all is 3 copies, and it is sold each. Bali, i-sell po yung yung separate yung legal ano ba yun? Legal documents, then i-sell din yung financial documents, then i-sell into one envelope, and then another set of documents. So maging yung lahat na envelope na yon is maging na siya, 7 na lahat na envelope na magagamit sa isang sa isang submission.
Ano?
Kung manipis lang yung
I-click mo mamaya.
documents.
I-enter mo yung mamaya. Yung sinulat ko.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ay, so-
Isang copy. Dalawang original po at sa isang copy. Oh, pakilagay na lang po original 1, original 2, copy. Yes, sir. Oh, copy lang, sir. Copy. So pag may mga questions po, pwede na po. Sorry po, medyo mataas yung yung pagbasa namin sa mga equipments kasi marami po yung kasama sa bidding po, procurement. What's the question? Ay. Iba, sir. Iba yung from certificates from manufacturer po and iba din po yung from yung calibration certificate. Kasi yung calibration certificate, sir, is gagawin siya yung na-deliver na yung na yung aparatos, dito na siya gagawin. Pero yung requirements kasi dito, sir, is talagang may kasali na mga certificates from manufacturer po.
Copy, ma'am.
Ano lang muna natin, Mar. Unahin muna natin yung dito sa on-site. Tapos isunod natin yung sa online.
Okay, ma'am.
Pasensya na po.
Sige, ma'am, malamig yung mic niyo, ma'am. Dito, ma'am, sa number 36, graduated cylinder. Pwede ba malaman kung ano itong style 1, style 2, style 3? At kung sakali itong style 1, ibig ba sabihin 2 pieces din to? Style 2, 2 pieces? Style 3?
Good afternoon, sir. While Ma'am Ranel, our chairman, is reading, scanning the document, sir, can you please introduce yourself, sir?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Arnold, ma'am, from Grand Base Enterprises.
Sa number 36, sir, yung requirement lang po dito is yung 25 ml. Dalawang piraso lang po.
Yes, ma'am. Alin dito, ma'am? Style 1, style 2, or style 3?
You can choose sa tatlo sa yung nandito po, sir. Basta pasok siya dito sa specifications for this 25 ml capacity na graduated cylinder po, sir.
Okay, so kahit alin dito, ma'am, sa tatlo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Dito, ma'am, sa number 28, liquid limit device. Talaga bang naka-separate, ma'am, itong mga grooving tools, spatula, dalawang grooving tools?
Yes, sir. Nakaseparate sa sir. Yung nagbigay na kasi nito, sir, is yung yung Bureau of Research and Standards. So yung kung ano yung nandito, sir, yun na talaga yung susundin kasi yun yung ina-approve nila based doon sa requirement namin, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Kopya. Okay. Ito, ma'am, sa number 40, 1 unit lang ito, ma'am, or 2 units? Kasi nandito, ma'am, 2 units eh.
Ha?
2
One
pieces.
unit.
Nabanggit kanina, 1.
Yung number 40.
Yes, ma'am.
1 unit lang, sir.
1 lang to.
Oh.
Dito, ma'am, sa number 45, electronic top loading balance is 32 kilograms, ma'am.
Yes,
Or
sir.
30.
32, sir.
32. So much better kung mas malaking
Laki.
capacity.
Yes po.
For ano to, ma'am, para sa specific gravity. With hook pala ito, ma'am, kung sakali.
Sir?
With hook.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yung may sa ilalim?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 55. Ay, ito ma'am. Dito ma'am sa filter paper, number 73.
7.3, yes, sir.
Kasi ma'am nakalagay dito 1 piece lang, no ma'am?
Pero 1 piece, yes, sir, pero pack of 100.
Yes ma'am.
Ah.
Kaso nakalagay dito ma'am, number 40 and number 42. Alin kaya dito ma'am sa dalawa?
Kung sa ano ko, sir, yung pagkaintindi ko dito, kasi kami din, sir, hindi naman kami no masyadong ano dito, parang 100% na ano talaga yung, kasi may ano siya dito, sir, di ba, medium textured. So may specification sa medium textured, then may specification din sa retentive. So kung tatanungin mo ako, sir, sa ano yung retentive at saka medium textured, sorry, sir, di ko masagot.
So, alin dito ma'am sa dalawa? Number 40 or number 42?
Parang iba-iba sila, sir. Parang iba yung specification sa textured at saka yung retentive doon
Yes.
sa mismong filter paper.
So, tigisan na lang ito ma'am.
Ha?
Tigisang box. O,
No, one box na talaga, sir.
yun nga ma'am eh. Kasi kung 1 box lang,
Ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng textured at saka retentive? Yun yung hindi ko maano, sir. Hindi ko
kasi ma'am ito,
Elaborate.
iba yung number 40 sa number 42. Ito yata yung di ko rin masyadong ano, kung ito yung diameter.
Hindi, sir, kasi yung sa dito, sir, yung textured niya,
Yung
tapos yung isa yung
textured, oo.
retentive.
Yes ma'am.
Yung ano ko lang doon, sir, is hindi ko
So, alin dito sa dalawa mo?
parang iba-iba man sila, sir. Parang sa isang mismong kung sakali is ito, may textured siya at saka may retentive na
So,
specification.
tigisa sila.
Hindi, sir, kasi one pack lang na ano. Kasi yung filter paper ganito lang. Oh, pero yung textured niya parang alam natin kung ano yung textured, sir, no?
Oo.
Pero yung retentive, di ko alam, sir.
Hindi, kasi ma'am, dalawang number ito ma'am, pagpipilian natin dito. Isang box lang ang kailangan nyo ma'am eh.
Yeah, oo.
Isang box lang ito. Alin dito ang isusupply yung kailangan? Number 40 or number 42? Kasi
Sir,
one box.
ano ba yung retentive? Kayo man yung parang mas specialized nito, sir. Ano ba yung retentive na ano dito, sir, word?
Ngayon ko rin lang ma'am ito na ano na eh. Pero ito sa number 40, magkaibang klase ito ma'am, itong number 40 at
Kasi iba
number.
din kasi yung ano niya dito, kasi yung parang texture, sir, no?
Parehas lang itong yung texture niya ma'am eh. Parehas lang texture.
Pasok ka dito sa ano, sir? Pasok ka dito sa specification. Kung sakali sa texture niya, yung 40, matatanggap na namin yun.
Kung hindi pumasok sa retentive,
Ha?
paano?
O dapat pasok ka din sa retentive, sir, na number 42. Kasi kami din kasi, sir, is nagbase lang kami nito kasi siya na yung binigay ni VRS kasi sa amin, sir, na yun yung ipasunod. Ano ba yung retentive, Jam? Yun lang, sir. Siguro, sir, titingnan mo yung ano mo, quality na mapasok siya sa, kung sakali, sa retentive ta magbase is papasok siya sa number 42. But sa medium textured is papasok siya sa 40.
Kasi
Number
ma'am,
73.
hindi pwedeng pagsamahin itong dalawa na ito ma'am eh, sa isang box.
Sige, sir, i-ano na lang namin, itanong namin sa ano, sir, ha, sa
Yes ma'am.
DRS.
Okay ma'am.
So kung may ano dito, sir, pero I believe na ito na talaga yung ipapasunod nila. So yung kung pasok ka lang dito siguro sa ano, sir. So sa akin lang yun ngayon, sir, ha. Then i-ano ko na lang, i-ask ko yung VRS kung same ba kami ng parang yung ano understanding. Kung wala na magbago dito is kukuha kang ano dito na specification, sir, kung ano yung i-quote mo.
Mamili na lang.
Mamili na lang. Kung sakasali, kung titingnan mo doon sa ano, sir, sa supplemental bulletin. Kasi mag-i-issue kami ng supplemental bulletin kasi may mga ano correction doon sa bidding documents. Pero ito na talaga yung approve, yung binasa.
Okay.
Tapos kung makasali pa rin yun doon, sir, is yun, hindi yun hindi na mabago yun. So pili ka na lang. Ah.
So tapos ito ma'am, number 79. Medyo naparami yung tanong ko lang ma'am. Kasi
Sige, sir.
maraming item. Number 79 ma'am, yung electronic precision top loading balance.
Ah.
Top loading and platform balance.
Mm.
Capacity niya is 5.
5 ta diri jam. Kanim yung malaki yung sa atin no. Yung sa number 79. Yung malaki sir, yung 5,500.
For weighing of concrete cubes and concrete cylinder.
Yes sir.
Ma'am, alam ko concrete cylinder natin is nasa 10 or 12 kilos.
Pero capacity 800 to 5,500 kasi sir. So parang pwede siya sa 800, pwede siya sa 5,500 grams. Grams. Grams yun sir ha?
Yes ma'am. So 5.5.
5 kilos.
Okay, sige. So 5.5. Okay ma'am, sige. Tapos ma'am sa 994, to 97, kasi ma'am nakalagay dyan lang is,
New print pads.
yes ma'am.
Ah.
Sa 94 is 2 pieces. 2 pieces yun ma'am or 2 set? Kasi set of 2, lagi yun.
Yung retainer sir, yun yung ano, yun yung metal. Yung,
Yes ma'am.
So,
So 2 pieces o
2 pieces lang sir.
hindi to set ma'am?
Hindi sir.
Oh.
Hindi man masira yung metal sir. Yung masira yung ano sir, yung pads. Yes sir.
So ito ma'am sa number 95, pieces pa rin to.
Yes sir.
4 pieces, so 2 sets lang.
Yes sir.
Pati yung sa 6 inches na retainer. Number 96, capping retainer. Ito ma'am yung steel.
Yes,
6
sir.
pieces.
Yes sir. Bali,
3 sets.
hindi sir. Pieces. Bali 3 sets yan. So kung iisipin mo 3 sets.
Oo, na capping retainer.
Yes sir.
Neoprene pads number 97 ma'am. 6 inches.
Mm.
12 pieces.
Pieces. Pieces din yan sir.
Pieces.
Babasahin din natin yung ano, yung questions from, babasahin ko muna yung ano sir ha. Baka i-insert natin yung sa'yo pag ano. May question yung online from Miss Grace Bautista of Prexifel Corporation. Babasahin ko lang po. Good afternoon. Hello po. Good afternoon. May we require if the following on the requirement on the other requirements. 1, the bidders must have at least 10 years of experience in the supply, delivery, and commissioning of the similar laboratory equipment. May we respectfully request to lower down the years of experience to 8 years so that we will cover more suppliers and we have more competition. Also, in 8 years of experience, it can show stability of the company and proven performance in the industry. Brand and model should be number 2, brand and model should be available at the manufacturer's website. Some of the items can be purchased locally or have locally fabricated, such as tin cans, mold spoons, hammer, plastic bags, steel hammer. Could this requirement be restricted only to equipment which would be available to manufacturer's website? Ma'am Grace, yung sa amin kasi Ma'am Grace is magsunod na lang kami dito sa approve ng BRS na specifications po. Hindi na kami magbago ma'am or magpa-revise kasi lahat naman dito is nandun sa approved certification of the BRS. Kasi yung fund kasi nito ma'am is ko nabanggit ko kanina is from ano siya EO 2025. So yung fund natin po is mag-expire this December. So kailangan po na madaliin yung ano nito procurement kasi yung delivery period na ano natin dito kasi alam naman namin na some is from the ano pa from the other country is mas matagalan kaya 120 days yung calendar days ng project na to. So kung magpa-revise pa kami ng specification doon sa ano ma'am sa BRS is lalo kaming matagalan. So mag-stick na lang talaga kami kung ano yung nandito sa ano po sa approved na certification Ma'am Grace. Thank you. Mayroon pa, sir? Ay, sige. Oh, Sir Ryan,
Good afternoon po. Hello po, Chief. Good afternoon.
good afternoon, sir.
May concern lang po regarding po sa mga technical specification.
Yes, sir.
Okay lang po ba ma-disregard yung mga power rating, specifically yung ilang watts na nakalagay sa mga ilang equipment? Example po yung item number 22, sheave shaker po. Tapos item 114, 120, and 122 po.
Sir Ryan, pasensya na po pero pareha lang po yung sagot ko po sa inyo doon sa sagot ko po kay Ma'am Grace na magsunod na lang kami talaga dito sa approved na specifications po from BRS sir kasi pag magpabago pa po kami sir is hindi na namin ma-achieve yung paggamit ng ano namin yung fund na mag-expire siya this December. Mas matagalan kami sir kung magpabago pa kami ng specification. So kung ano yung nandito sa approve nila sir ng BRS is yun na po yung susundin namin sir.
Kasi ma'am, iba-iba po yung pagkakagawa ng mga manufacturers po. As long as ma-serve yung purpose niya at compliance sa standard at Philippine Electrical Code na 220 to 40 volts and 50 to 60 hertz po. Compliant naman po.
Oo sir, gustuhin man namin na i-consider lahat yung mga ano ninyo ba, mga parang suggestion is yung ano ko lang dito sir is may na-approve naman kami na specifications is susunod na lang kami dito sir. Kasi wala na din kaming time magpaano sir, magpa-revise ng specification kasi dahil nga yung pira namin is mag-expire this December. Kasi pag magpa-change pa kami ng specification sir is mag-take time pa doon sa BRS.
Okay po.
Follow up lang po ma'am sa question ni Ryan.
Yes sir.
Actually ma'am, wala naman po tayong babaguhin in terms of ASTM standards. Pero yung sa power ratings po, as long as nasa-serve po natin yung purpose or yung compliance siya sa ASTM standard, pwede naman po siya kahit hindi natin masunod yung power rating as long as nasusunod natin yung Philippine Electrical Code. Wala naman po babaguhin sa specifications in terms of ASTM, pero yung sa power rating lang po niya. Kasi yung iba po kasi is medyo mababa or medyo mataas. Pero as long as nasa-serve natin yung output na need natin in terms of testing, same lang po yung magiging result natin.
So ano na lang siguro sir, kung ano yung mga nandito na nakalagay na mga specification para doon sa mga electronics is ito na lang din susundin kasi sa pagtanggap din namin sir, sa inspection sir is dito din kami makabase kasi ito yung sinusundan namin sir.
Okay po ma'am, thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you sir. Yes sir.
Ma'am, last song.
Last song sir. Medyo okay to sir.
And then, ma'am,
Sige, sir.
number 150.
150.
Yes, ma'am. 3-gang cube mold. Ma'am,
Yes,
para saan to, ma'am?
Yung sa ano, sir, yung cube mold. Tapos yung
Two-
separa
2x2?
aha.
2x2x2?
Yung 50 mm.
Yes,
cube.
ma'am. So, hindi pang soil, pang mortar to?
Yes, sir.
Ayun.
Tapos 2 parts lang yung ano, sir, hati.
Okay, ma'am. Lastly, pwede ko bang site inspection, ma'am, yung paglalagyan kung sakali ng ano natin, no?
Yes, sir. Pwede naman.
Ducting.
Pagkatapos dito, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Sige, sir. Thank you din, sir. Kaya pa? Ma'am Krypton. Si Krypton International. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Hi,
Sir.
ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po.
Ma'am, ako lang i-ask ang kaning sa bid security. Acceptable bid securing lang ba?
Yeah.
Or need pa ng ano? Any of the following po.
Any of that, ma'am. Any. Pwede siya bid securing or yung iba. Isa lang.
Okay. So, isa lang po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay po. Thank you.
Yes, thank you din, ma'am. Sir Ryan.
Good afternoon po, ma'am. Bali, may concern lang po dun sa schedule of requirements po. Para lang din alam din na lahat na nagkamali po sa mga numbering po. Like yung wala pong quantity and total sa number 12, 14, tsaka 42
Ano
sa
dyan?
schedule of requirements. Kasi kasama po siya sa bid docs po sa financial.
Bid documents. May ano dyan, no? May...
Yes po.
May mga ano, sir. May supplemental kami, sir.
Yes, tama po.
Oo,
Yun ang pansin ko
yung-
lang po.
Yes. Yung binasa namin kanina, sir, is yun yung ano, yun yung approved.
Technical
So, yes, sir. Approved na technical specification po, sir. At saka yung mga quantity.
Sige po, Chief. Thank you po.
Sige, sir. I-remind na lang po namin kayo na pakicheck na lang po sa DPWH website at saka sa PhilJeps, yung posting po ng supplemental bulletin is not later than 7 days before the bid opening. So, not later than the bid opening natin is August 11 po. So, patingin-tingin na lang po doon sa website, sa posting.
Thank you po.
Welcome po, sir. Thank you din po. Meron pa. Meron pa question from the online?
Hello po, Chief. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Chief, may tanong lang ako. If may supplemental bid po tayo na gagawin, okay lang po ba na yung na-raise po ni Sir Ryan, tapos yung ni Sir Arnold ng Grand Base, yung mga pwede po yun na ilagay, kahit yun na lang ilagay para hindi naman po siya mag-ano ng time. So, it will not consume the time. Kahit dun sa bid supplement lang ilalagay. Yung mga changes sa volts, sa pan size, sa dimension, because it will not, Chief, it will not, yung purpose of the equipment will not, hindi naman po siya magbabago. Only kasi iba pong manufacturer po. So, iba't ibang sizes din po, iba't ibang weight, iba't ibang volts or power, but the purpose of the equipment is still there po. Kung okay lang po. Kahit sa bid supplement lang po siya ilagay para hindi po tayo tumagal.
Ma'am, yung isusupplemental namin, ma'am, is yung nakalagay doon sa bidding document versus dito sa approved na specification sa BRS. So, as to yung sinabi kanina ni Sir Ryan at saka ni Sir, nakalimutan ko isa, sorry, na yung sa mga bolts is hindi na kami maka-change doon, ma'am, kasi siya naman yung nakalagay dito sa approved na specs. So yung na i-supplemental lang namin, ma'am, is yung mga clerical error na dito sa bidding documents versus sa approved na technical specs po.
Okay po, Chief. Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next. Meron pa. Meron pa. Wala na. Ah, malayo kasi dito. Si Sir lang yung nagtiyaga na nagpunta dito. Oo. Ah, maganda. So, wala nang questions from the... meron pa? Sige. Sir? Sir? Sir?
Good afternoon po. Last
Yes,
na
sir.
po, Chief. Possible po ba yun, yung mga hindi po naka-attend ng pre-bid, makakasali ng bidding?
Yes, sir. Pwede naman po.
Sige.
Hindi siya mandatory requirement yung ano man, sir, yung pre-bid na yun lang yung makapag-join ng ano ng bidding.
Thank you po.
Welcome po. Ay, sir. Sige, sir.
Secretary Certificate
Yes, sir.
or SPA?
May ano, sir.
Alin doon?
Basahin natin ulit, sir, ha? Wala na tayo magkaano.
Yes, ma'am.
Ay. Ito ba, ma'am? Usara, ano, no? Isara. Itong ano, sir? If submitting through a representative,
Yes.
it must be accompanied by a notarized special board or partner's resolution and or secretary certificate as proof of authorization. At tapos, sir, ano na lang, send ng valid company ID and a valid personal ID sa representative.
Okay.
Baka hindi siya yung nabigyan ng ano, sir, ba? Authorization.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Meron pa sa online.
Hello po, Chief. Good afternoon po ulit.
Sige po.
Chief, if
Ma'am.
ever may mga hindi kami na-raise up dito na inquiries, pwede po kami mag-letter.
Ano yun, ma'am?
If may hindi pa po kami na-raise up na concern dito sa pwede po kami mag-letter.
Yes, ma'am. Pwede kayo, ma'am, 10 days before the bid opening po. Within 10 days before the bid opening.
Okay
Not
po,
later
Chief.
than, mali. Not later than 10 days before the bid opening. Kasi yung supplemental namin, ma'am, is not later than 7 days. So may time pa kami na ma-address yung ano nyo doon, yung query sa letter ninyo, ma'am.
Okay po, Chief. Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Meron pa. Meron pang question? Wala na? Wala na? Wala na? Wala nang pahabol question? Wala na. So, kung wala na, this pre-bid conference is adjourned.